Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all having a great time. And thank you. This is the first ever high school saxophone quartet brought to you and taught by Joel Dagu. Right there. Today we're going to be playing the May song by Melhorn.
Gustav Holst's Suite in F for Military Band is one of the landmark compositions that revolutionized the wind band repertoire. Written in 1911, the suite consists of 4 movements that draw inspiration from English folk songs and Morris dances. The movements entitled March, Song Without Words, I'll Love My Love, Song of the Blacksmith, and Fantasia on the Dargeson. The Dargeson is not based on any folk songs, but rather has 2 tunes from Playford's Dancing Master of 1651. It opens with a alto saxophone solo based on the folk tune Dargeson, a 16th century English dance tune. The Fantasia continues through several varieties encompassing the full capabilities of the band. The second folk tune, Greensleeves, is cleverly woven into the Fantasia by the use of hemiolas, with Darkison being in 6/8 and Greensleeves being in 3/4. At the climax of the movement, the two competing themes are placed in competing sections. As the movement concludes, a tuba and a flute duet forms a callback to the beginning of the suite with the competition of low and high registers.
Shenandoah. The Shenandoah Valley and the Shenandoah River are located in Virginia. The origin of the name for this river and valley is obscure. The origins of the folk song are equally obscure, but all that date to the 19th century. Many variants on the melody and text have been handed down through the years, with the most popular telling the story of an early settler's love for a Native American woman. The composer Frank T. Kelly wrote, "In my setting of Shenandoah, I was inspired by the freedom and beauty of the folk melody and by the natural images evoked by the words, especially the image of a river. I was less concerned with the sound of a rolling river than with its life-affirming energy, its timelessness. Sometimes the accompaniment flows quietly under the melody, other times it breathes alongside it. The work's mood ranges from quiet reflection through growing optimism to profound exaltation.
Composed as a part of Dmitri Shostakovich's Suite for Variety Orchestra, Waltz No. 2 is one of the composer's most famous works. The suite was composed in 1956 and consists of 8 small movements, all of which are scored for a large orchestra. The variety element is supported by Shostakovich's addition of a full saxophone section, a celeste, guitar, and 2 pianos. In the composer's note at the start of the score, Shostakovich writes that the movements can be played in any order and they do not all have to be played in one performance. Waltz No. 2 is certainly the most famous movement in the suite, composed in ABA form, with the outer sections being firmly rooted in C minor. Throughout the short work, Shostakovich writes between the E-flat major and C minor, which creates a certain unsteadiness to the piece. Beginning in a march-like 3/4, with the main melody first played by the alto saxophone, which highlights the variety aspect of the orchestration. The melody is passed through the ensemble. The trombone solo in the middle of the work is perhaps one of the most sought-after classical trombone solos. The unrelenting bass and snare line is prominent throughout the work. The construction of this work is certainly reminiscent of a toy soldier march, and the lightness of the melody creates even more of a haunting beauty within. Although only a short waltz, this work has stood up to the test of time.
selection tonight is Winter Wonderland. It was written in 1934 by Felix Bernard and Richard B. Smith. Through the decades, it has been recorded by over 200 different artists. This arrangement is in a swing style and features all the sections. Enjoy humming along and tapping your toes with the sleigh bells. Thank you all for attending our fall concert tonight. We hope you had a good time. Please join us after this song in the lobby for a cookie reception.
Three.